Ethiopian Americans recently marched from the State Department to the White House, demanding that U.S. officials put pressure on Ethiopia's government to free opposition leader Birtukan Mideksa. Birtukan, along with other opposition politicians and Ethiopian journalists, are currently in jail on allegations of undermining state authority. They aren't able to report or run in Sunday's election. U.S. human rights groups say Ethiopia's government is stifling freedom of speech and oppressing the opposition. Ethiopian American Anna Haile was one of the protesters in Washington. She says this demonstration would not be possible in Ethiopia.
There will be a lot of fear of retaliation against us for this march. And it could be a lot of gunshots and a lot of deaths, and that's what we want people back home to feel the experience the same as we do here.
Ethiopian officials say their democracy is a work in progress and that the elections will be free and fair. Africa expert J. Peter Pham from the National Committee on American Foreign Policy says Ethiopia is such an important ally that the U.S. must cooperate with its government, however imperfect.
Well, Ethiopia has been an important and pivotal state in the Horn of Africa sub-region for many years, and all the more so in this particular period in history where we have utter chaos in most of the former Somali state, the prospect of a breakup of Sudan.
Terrence Lyons at George Mason University says the Obama administration has tried to modify the relationship.
During the Bush administration, policy towards Ethiopia was very heavily dominated by counterterrorism concerns. President Obama, I believe, is trying to recalibrate the relationship so that human rights, democracy, and other issues reach equal status with the counterterrorism agenda.
Lyons says the United States has little leverage in Ethiopia, where China, India, and Saudi Arabia have larger business interests.
Okay, ready?
Meanwhile, in front of the White House, human rights activist Chris Flaherty staged a week-long hunger strike, demanding that U.S. pressure Ethiopia to release Birtukan. He says it takes sacrifice to bring change.
You know, your freedom is going to come at a cost, and it's going to take tremendous effort, and people are going to get hurt. People are going to go to jail. People could possibly get killed. You have to resign yourself into understanding that that is going to be the reality.
He says demonstrations and sanctions helped topple apartheid in South Africa, and he says that's a good example of what he hopes will happen in Ethiopia. Nico Columbus, VOA News, Washington.